Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind, where previously we explored Necrum, the city above Necrum, to be precise, in pretty much its entirety. I think there might be one or two bits I missed, but for the most part, we explored all of it. We went to the Fane of the Ancestors, we explored virtually every shrine and religious site we could find, we even paid a visit to the mortuary. And now, all that remains is the Catacombs. Necrum itself, not merely the city above Necrum. Yes. Oh, hold on, folks, one moment. Alright, sorry, had to go open the door for the cat. Master of timing, as ever, is that feline. Anyway, it's time to venture with it. Lower city entryway, here we go. A little bit dark down here, just a smidge. Oath to the Ancestors. Before the spirits and my lords, I, Fathers Ulven, request entry to the House of Ghosts. As your guest, I shall neither steal, nor damage, nor speak ill of your undying glory, lest my bones be forever forfeit, my name be spurned, and my spirit find no refuge in the halls of the dead. In we go. I wonder if Fathers had his fingers crossed behind his back. Of course, there might not be anything worth having down here, you never know. But, a door. Well, it's just a sort of regular ancestral tomb type thing going on here. I kind of, if I'm honest, I expected a little bit something slightly more unique. Considering how unique the above-ground city is, but whatever. Whatevs. I mean, it makes logical sense that it looks exactly like the other ancestral tombs. So... yeah, fair enough, I guess. I mean, we're unlikely to find much down here worth stealing, to be fair. The aforementioned problem of Fathers being ridiculously OP. That's a big Dwemer axe that isn't one of the pizza cutter axes. Just realised. Huh. But anyway, yeah, the inherent problem of Fathers being so high level that all of his existing stuff is going to be better than anything he could possibly find in here does still stand, but you never know. You never know when you might come across a funky modded artifact. I'm actually just exploring this for exploring's sake. Because we came all the way here, and we took such a damn long time to do it. We might as well be thorough. And if this isn't even the first chamber, if this is just the entryway, I think there's going to be a lot to explore. Someone has a bunch of lockpicks left for them. That's interesting. An orc skull. Probably a slave. A favourite slave. I can't but notice there's no urn here. It's like, no, we just buried Grandad in a barrel. We put his ashes in there. So there's multiple entrances to the first chamber. Blank rolled paper. I imagine, there's probably some sort of personal family message on that, but obviously they've not written it down. Ugh. It's kind of interesting, actually. a slightly more public ancestral tomb. You can see where people have come along and they've left these little things. Like putting flowers on a grave. It's sort of weird because like the regular ancestral tombs have little things like this as well, but you're so used to sort of, at least I am in my head, I'm so used to just seeing it as generic loot in generic dungeon. I don't stop to think about the human element, or, well, you know, it's not technically human in this case, but you know what I mean. The bit that's actually being displayed to you. You have a similar thing going on in Skyrim, don't you, with the Halls of the Dead? But you rarely have much reason to go in those. Hello, Ghosty. How's it hanging? Spirit leaves you in silence. Observes you in silence, okay. Do you want something? What can I give you? There you go, have a coin. Close the door and the spirit just sort of grumbles to itself. That cheap bastard. Oh, we haven't found anything with the words Ulven Family Tomb written on it yet, have we? That's for sure. Lower city entryway. Ah, it goes back to where we were. I feel like, on the one hand, I should leave the doors open just so I can tell where I've already been, but on the other hand, that seems disrespectful. So... I wonder how far down this will go, and whether the style of the tomb will change as we go further down. There's lots of ways into the second chamber as well. It's definitely a labyrinth, as advertised. Bone mold open helm. That's a bit different, you don't see that very often. So I've dropped some coins on the floor. Obviously the tomb of some great warrior. Or someone who liked to think he was a great warrior. Wanted other people to think he was a great warrior. Alright, second chamber then. Oh, third chamber already. Scrap metal. It's a slightly different kind of offering. You don't see that very often. Central passage. Oh, now we're getting to the juicy offerings. A few gemstones here. Fancy mace there. Adamantium mace, look at that. Native Guard Kogo. Is that Derez armor or is it Induril armor? I forget. I think it might be Drez. Is this it? This can't be it, can it? Looks like there's another section on over here, but I can't seem to access it. Weird. So do I want to go to the third chamber or the central passage? Oh no, I guess we'll go third chamber. Should have really set a mark spell, but then again, I suppose Almsevi intervention here will just take me back up to the Ancestor Fane. You'd think, anyway. Oh, hello. First person I've seen down here who wasn't an Ordinator. I've come all this way. I can only hope the Ancestors appreciate my offering. My name is Seleni Turman. I am a Dunmer, but I make my living working for the bureaucracy in the Imperial Province. It's been a life estranged from my roots. When my father died recently, I made the pilgrimage back to Necrum to be with my family. I've stayed here for a while now, contemplating, meditating, walking the halls of the Catacombs, feeling history all around me. I wonder if my ancestors can appreciate my choices. Probably not, dear, to be honest with you. Most of our ancestors were gits. That's just the way it is. Central passage. To the second chamber. Oh, whatever again. It's an interesting looking thing you got going on here. Someone very important must have been buried here. It's a lot of offerings. This isn't really a tomb. It's just a shrine, I suppose. Well, whatever. Deep vaults. Ooh, that's starting to sound juicy. Temple entryway. Again, the deep vaults. That's quite a bloody vase, isn't it? Put some stonking great flowers in that thing. Deep vaults. Hello. Good lord, you guys are creepy. I was about to say, wonder what the Ordinators think of an Outlander or wandering about the place. But, considering the lady we just bumped into, I suppose they might get Outlanders around here quite a lot. Well, you know, Dark Elf Outlanders. Probably not anyone else. That would be a bit odd. Well, unusual, anyway. I suppose conceivably you could be coming to pay respects to an old friend. But these lads probably wouldn't let you out of their sight.
Place of mourning, foreign wretch. Do not dash around.
He's responding to the fact that I was...
Probably just a ghost.
Responding to the fact that I was...
Do not betray your nature.
Oh my goodness, they're like Ordinators, but even more surly than usual. I like it. Temple entryway. I'm curious now. Fourth chamber. Deep vaults. Just casually hanging around, huh? Like, sup to everyone who walks by here. What happened to your arm, dude? I don't see it anywhere. This is interesting, because you guys haven't been cremated. You guys are sort of... Well, you've been interred in a kind of similar sort of fashion to a lot of the old Ashlander tombs. Skeletons in alcoves, etc. All of records. Why not? Ooh. I guess we're back in the temple somewhere. Big hall. Well, I've seen quite so many records, though. Guess there's some books in there.
Walk with virtue, Outlander.
Greetings, stranger. I've not seen your face before. Do you seek someone in particular? Possibly. Someone dead. And if this is the Hall of Records, this would presumably be where you find if you've got relatives buried here. Old Temple Pamphlet. This pamphlet, which seems to be thousands of years old, contains a speech from Lord Vivek to the Dunmer. As you have fought the Sharmat in life, so shall you fight him in the life to come. Fear not death, my child, for the ghost gilds with glory. Join your kin in the city of the mournful, where the fane of the ancestors casts its shadow. Find there your brothers and sisters under the triune banner, and join your mortal flesh and bone to the mighty wall, to safeguard the house of Veloth forevermore from the evils of hell. Spear may shatter and shield may crack, but the spirit cannot be crushed, and the soul cannot be tainted. You will stand as one, a barrier of ghosts, a pillar of faith, and you will defy the Sharmat in death as you have defied him in flesh. Come to my holy city of the dead, join the blessed undying spirits of our ancestors, and we shall crush the enemy by spirit, by sword, and by faith in the holy name of Almsibi. Yes, that's referring to the ghost vents, of course. List of donations. List of excavation workers. Necron Temple annual expenses. Monthly financial report. Temple ledger. Administration chronicle. Temple financial summary. List of ordinators in mourning. Bonewalker Forge contract. This is one of the copies of the contract which acknowledged the work of the Bonewalker Smithy in Necrom. I don't think we encountered the Bonewalker Smithy, actually. For all the wandering around I did. I don't remember encountering that. By the mercy, mastery, and mystery of the most holy triune, the Tribunal Temple agrees that the Bonewalker Smithy in Necrom operates in accordance with the ancient beliefs of the people of Morrowind and is hereby sanctioned by the thrice-blessed Almsibi to conduct its duty in their name and to the glory of all faithful Mer. The methods of the forge are arcane and mysterious holy procedures originating from ancient times and are necessary to protect the sacred burial grounds and catacombs of the holy city of the dead, Necrom. The smithy is hereby free to create and maintain a certain number of the undead guardians known as Bonewalkers, the number of which shall be determined by the high administration of the Tribunal Temple. We tell you this as the eternal truth that is Almsibi. Ancient burial procedures. The scroll is nearly illegible, however the few lines which can still be read contain information on various ancient burial procedures. Old map of the Catacombs. Appears to be a construction map of an area in the in the Catacombs under Necrom. The page is rife with corrections and alterations. Just financial reports in there. What do you have here? The Temple Ledger. Sure you don't have anything else to say? It would be interesting if the modders decided to add like a thing here, so that if you're playing as a Dunmer character, you could potentially try and look up whether you have ancestors buried here. But I imagine that might be quite a lot of work for a quest that only a certain percentage of players are even going to be able to do. This ancient scroll, although old and brittle, contains a poem of unknown origin. However, those who dare know say that it is one of Vivek's thought poems, which describes his intention to build the Great Ghost Fence. I will make of your word a symbol without reason to all but the dead. I will make of your sword a quill, a kiss and a thought. I will make of your love a defense against the horizon. I give this to you as one. I give this to you as to one who is no more. Wow. No luck here. There doesn't seem to be any kind of list showing who's buried here. To be fair, this is going back over thousands of years. If there were records, they'd probably long since been destroyed. Wall of Contemplation. Oh, hello. It's one of you lot without the helmet. Oh gosh, or the Canon of the Ordinators in Mourning I've just accidentally stumbled into. Shame you don't have much else to say. But cool. These are kind of important. Oh yeah, I forgot we're an acolyte in the temple, technically.
Under sun and sky, Outlander, we greet you warmly.
Necromindral shield, look at that. I'm rating 19 even though we have like no medium armor skill. It's probably pretty good. Here, we're getting massively off track here. We're supposed to be exploring the Catacombs. Not whatever this place is. Whoa, fancy robes.
Is there something you need?
Outlander, this would be unorthodox, but perhaps you might be of some use to the Order. One of the scouts in my employ has gone missing. Ooh. Yes, the Order cannot be everywhere at once, so the Temple keeps a number of scouts and rangers in its employ. One such scout was Doral in Danyan. I had dispatched him to the Daedric ruin Hadad el-Malu, but he has been away longer than I would expect. I have important duties to attend to here, and my other scouts are still on the field. Perhaps you would be able to help me discover what's happened. Alright. I appreciate your offer. Do you need directions? An ancient ruin from a distant age. It was once consecrated to the Daedra Boethia, today honoured as the anticipation of Armalexia and one of the good Daedra. But there are those who would worship the Daedra alone and turn their faces from our lords. Leave Necrom on foot across the causeway, then take the road south towards Salem. When you climb down from the mountains and the road turns west, leave the path and head east following the shoreline. Some skilled acrobatics and levitation may be necessary. Okay. Maybe she'll be able to give us some useful information in return.
Some, not to you. Walk in silence and in humility, hasty outlander.
I love that they get mad at you for running. No running in the corridors. I already checked in there. I'm lost now. Where the hell am I supposed to be going? What? All of Records, Temple Pathway. No, I don't want to go to the Temple Pathway. I want to go to the Hall of Records. Yeah, it was down this way. I remember going up that now. Right, back down here. Catacombs Temple entryway, here we go. I do so solemnly swear not to be a bastard and nick everything. Yep. And a thrice blessed house, your lords greet you. Quickly pop open the lid and close it again. Fourth chamber, fourth chamber. Deep vaults. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, I know what you're thinking. Dear God, man, just go to the deep vaults. I know, I'm interested too, but I want to be methodical about this. We've got to build up to the deep vaults. They sound the most interesting, so you've got to leave them for last. A lot of crockery down in here in this one, isn't there? No 3 Galen.
Wealth beyond measure, Outlander.
My ancestors, I can feel them speaking. I can't. Oddly silent for an ancestral tomb, as a matter of fact. Was that it? I mean, judging by all this, it probably wasn't just it, but... I'm getting the impression that when it says fourth chamber, there's actually multiple different chambers here that are not connected to each other, so you have to get through to them via some of those other doors we've been encountering. And that's what actually makes this so labyrinthine. So you've got 2 doors here leading to the fourth chamber. Yeah, you see. So we probably haven't even explored all of the first chamber, let alone any of the others. Depths. Oh my goodness, there's more. Well, I'm going to assume I probably want to visit the deep vaults before I visit the depths, whatever those are. Oh no, I'm back at the temple entryway. Didn't want to be there. Deep vaults it is. There we go. The light grows dim down here. Brother's Aurus Grasp. Fortify Mercantile, 1 to 4 points for 10 seconds on self. So, very grandiose name for a very, very, very poor enchantment. Maybe it's like decayed over the years. Maybe that used to be really good, and now it's just rubbish because it's been down here, wasting away. Ashes of Brother Uvain. That one's named. I should get a torch out. Look at this. Stairs instead of a ramp. Modders must have gone to such a huge amount of work to build this place and set everything up. Lock level 80. What the devil's in there? I'm just gonna sit here and not check this out. I promise ancestor spirits I won't steal anything unless it's really good. Bloody limeware platter. I love that in Morrowind Rebirth they even nerfed the limeware platter. Used to be worth much more than that in the original game. Fourth Book of Dust. Third chamber.
This is a place of warning. Foreign wretch. Do not dash around.
Well, do not scare the crap out of people coming in the opposite direction, you lunatic. Let me through.
A soul sick, scurrying bolt like you do. Scum.
Do you know who I am? Turn you into a toad were such a thing possible. You're down here, alone in the catacombs. Nobody's going to know what happened to you. It might be days before someone notices you're gone. You got anything to say? Have you come to mourn the decline of House Salvares, mortal? Once I was known as Salvares Faeryn, matriarch and founder of House Salvares. The most noble of Dunmer demonstrated their respect to us, and our estates were countless. Alas, now not one of my descendants still lives. Worse, the tomb of my family has become corrupted. Once we were powerful and respected. My sons fought side by side with Induril Nerevar against the heretic Dwemer at Red Mountain. The Hortator himself honoured them for their bravery. And what is left from all that might and glory? Nothing but ruins. The tomb of my descendants is no longer taken care of, and it has fallen under the sway of foul pollution. I cannot rest until our tomb is purged and honour restored. Mortal, can you help me? What must I do? Upon my demise, I was buried honourably here in Necrom by my children. Now I cannot leave this sacred ground and go to the tomb where my descendants rest. Take this skull of my mortal body and find your way to Salvares' tomb. Place the skull at the family shrine, and I will be able to use what is left of my strength to purge the tomb and restore at least that honour for my house. Listen, mate, I don't want to second guess you here, but the Ordinators are going to find... Well, they're not going to be very amused if they go through my bags and discover I've got a skull in there. Beyond the mountain range north of Necrom, there lies a small peninsula of land jutting out into the Sea of Ghosts. Cross the river on that peninsula, and near its northernmost point there lies a small island on which stands what was once the tomb of House Salvares. Well, I can't promise I'll get around to it any time soon, but I'll do what I can. Why exactly has Fathis agreed to do this? Difficult to turn the old ghost down, for one thing, but also, I suppose, that's an old ghost. It's an old ghost. That's a ghost that was around in the time of Nerevarine. Maybe it knows something useful. Sermon 30. Don't have that one. Equity and transgression is worth 4,000. The progress of justice under our triune lords, mercy, mastery, and mystery, by their servant Sergio Indaril Inath Delin. As in Saint Delin? Past the first few pages, this ancient manuscript is brittle and often damaged beyond legibility. If that was written by Saint Delin, I can imagine why it's worth 4,000 gold. Luminac. Move back to the third chamber. So this was the deep vaults. What then?
Do not betray your nature, pilgrim.
You are trying my patience. What then might we find in the depths, is what I was going to say. I think I found an entrance to the depths here in the temple entryway, didn't I? What in the... I was going to say, it was just that one little corridor. There's an alternate entryway into the deep vaults. Yeah, that's what we came in to begin with. Oh, I missed this, though. This looks old. Very old. Nice hat. That is indeed old as heck. Sure, I found a way into the depths from here. No, maybe back in the fourth chamber. Depths, yes. Oh dear. That one's toppled over and gotten smashed. Nothing to do with me, Ossifer. It was like that when I got here. Okay, he didn't object to me being here. Good, good, good. Whew, close one. Depths. Oh, here we go. What lies beyond this portal? A big old pile of ash. Whoa. So I might be going for a swim imminently. Corpse of a champion. Ring of Champions. Constant effect, fortify agility, endurance, and strength, all 10 points itself. Wow. Pretty good. I mean, I've got constant effect in rings that are much better, but pretty good, I gotta say. Be very tempted to nick that if I was about 20 levels lower than I am right now. Alright. Let's not get these nice robes wet. In fact, swimming in robes always kind of struck me as a silly idea anyway, so let's just not put it on any others. Okay, I thought this was water. Now I feel very silly. There's water around here somewhere, I can hear it, but I guess this isn't it. Here's me, there you go. Pretend that didn't happen, because even though I couldn't see there was water, Fathers obviously would have been able to see there was water. Oh yeah, no, it's getting pretty ancient here. We got mummies now instead of ash pits and skeletons. It's getting properly old school now. Some old Falothy shiz. Yeah, here's the bloody water. Why do these really old burial tombs, burial caverns always end up having water in them? Was that on purpose? Like, what was the deal with that? Did it have some sort of significance? I need levitate. Because these old steps are a bit too difficult to negotiate, unfortunately. Claymore of Fleetness. Mongolian Skull. This is where we came in, isn't it? Whoops. Scroll of Purity of Body. Ooh, that's a nice scroll. You don't see them very often. Oh, my favourite Ashyam. I wish to be buried with my favourite Ashyam. These other alternative entrances to the depths, yeah, from the fourth chamber. And this is actually not an entrance. This is a slightly more impressive entrance to the depths, I have to admit, than the one we found, but hey. This leads to the old caverns. I'll backtrack to that if necessary. Something tells me that there might be more than one entrance to the old caverns. Yeah, well, I'm going to go with the entrance to the old caverns that isn't underwater. What's that? Petty soldier. Huh? I wonder if getting a petty soul gem like placed on your tomb is sort of like damning you with faint praise. It's like, yeah, I'll put a soul gem there, but only a petty one. It's all you deserved, uncle. Dagger of Mischief. Scroll of Tinner's Hop Toad. Inner Spear. Ein Flame Skewer. Where's this lead? Back to the depths. Oh, what do we have here? Oh no, it's one of these weird things again. I'm levitating, but it's making me go down. That's weird. Make it stop. Ugh. Catacombs Central Passage. We didn't actually go to the Central Passage, did we? Kind of forgot to do that. Which way did we come from? That way. A small collop with a pearl in it. I'm having that. Where does this lead? Ancient Burial. Goes on and on and on, doesn't it? Where's this lead up to then? Second chamber. Wow, you can get to anywhere from anywhere around down here, can't you? See, when I thought second chamber, first chamber, third chamber, etc., I assumed that was like you going down levels, but I guess not. It's just a frickin' mage that defies the known laws of physics. It cares not for them. It's magic. Why do you don't look like you're meant to be here. You look like someone who might have gotten lost down here and starved to death. Do you know, it's not actually that dark down here, is it? Considering there's not much in the way of light sources, it's surprisingly bright. What up, dude? Just chilling up here, got this little mini cabin all to yourself. No one buried you with anything, though. What's down here? Some skeleton bloke. Also looks like he got lost. I keep hoping to find some sort of earth-shattering, amazing discovery down here, but then again, I think to myself, and I think, why would there be? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm stuck. There we go. I'm just sort of... I guess I'm just looking for an end point. A lowest level, a deepest cavern. The lowest dungeon to the highest peak. I fought the Balrog of Morgoth. Where Christ am I now? Yeah, I can see it's easy to get lost down here, huh? Old caverns. Old caverns. Unfortunately, the minimap is only of limited help as well. And now we're on the other side of this. Let's go back to the depths. Because there's something there we missed. But I think this might have been the deepest point. I think the ancient burial was possibly as far down as this goes. Let's maybe go back to the fourth chamber, see what we can find by going through this entrance. Did I go in here? Oh, hello. Dark Elf, it has been ages since I last broke silence. My name was Seleuci of House Mora. I was a fearless warrior, fighting proudly against the enemies of the Dunmer. Ultimately, my final doom was a dark servant of the traitor Prince Molag Bal. You must tell me, have my remains yet been recovered? I cannot say. Alas, I sense the truth. My spirit still resides here, unanchored. Outlander, perhaps you do not understand. A Dunmer's warrior's death is no cause of mourning. We can continue to fight, to protect the honour of house and kin, if our remains can be consecrated, to become a bone walker. I have been denied this honour. My ancient foe, a Daedroth called Unulu, dwelt in the cave of Odimadzadra, whatever that place is, northeast of the Watch of Fire. The spirit calls for justice. Spirit in the Catacombs of Necromancy recounted the tale of his death at the hands of a Daedroth, northeast of the ancient Watch of Fire. Probably northeast of Firewatch is what it means. The Imperial settlement. Well, what is now an Imperial settlement? God knows what it was when he was around. Ah, a crate with some torches. You know what, I'll take one. I don't know if we'll actually do these quests. I don't know how committed to the idea Fathers actually is, but it felt only polite to say yes. What was I missing? The central passage, that was it. That's the bit we've not been to. Weren't we able to get there from the depths somewhere? Sure, I remember that. It was from somewhere down here. Oh, I'm sure we'll find our way up there somehow. These will lead to the temple entryway. It might have been from the deep vaults, actually. Central passage, yeah, it's wrong. It's along here somewhere. Oh. Got to start walking so we don't piss him off. I am Ulven. I'm a great mage and a great warrior. I fear nothing. But that thing, it scares me. Alright, anyway. Temple engine. No, I didn't want to be here. How do I get to the central passage? Oh, look who's back. Guess this way somewhere. Yeah, down here, I think. It's you again. Hello. Central passage. Okay. Yes, I think under the circumstances and given the general tone of the last couple of days, and everything he's seen and everything he's done and all the things he's, you know, all the stuff, all of his experiences since arriving in Necrom would make him agree to do these things for these ancient spirits and be like, yes, I will honor the ancestors. But I can see Fathers sort of getting out of here, getting back to the tower, getting back to business, snapping back to reality, as it were, and going, "What the hell did I agree to do that?" Hasn't taken leave of his senses enough to check this place out, though. Not with the intent of stealing anything, though. Mostly just curiosity. You never know. You might pop into one of these locked doors and find a label saying Ulven Ancestral Tomb. So, a glass wakizaji. Well, if there were an Ulven Ancestral Tomb and short blades ran in the family, this would be it. Part of me, just on the fly here, is considering pretending that maybe this is the Ulven Ancestral Tomb. Because there's something just very right about that glass wakizaji being there, but I don't think it is. And I shall tell you why. Because the Nerevarine prophecy talks about how the Nerevarine will be of uncertain birth. Fathers' real name might not even be Ulven. And I wonder if, by coming down here and finding no evidence of an Ulven family tomb whatsoever, that might in some way confirm part of the prophecy to him in his head. Maybe it is right after all, etc., etc. The small temple lies at the heart of Necrom, and I am its priest. Blessings upon you. I am Drella Roms, priest and curate of the temple. Wish this guy had something a bit more interesting to say, considering he runs a temple in the middle of a catacomb. I have no idea what caused that noise. Moving on. Didn't stand on anything, did I? Crunch. Gospel of Sinceren. What's this? Homilies of Blessed Almalexia. Yeah, I think maybe he would, actually. I think Vathas would stop and he would talk to this guy and he'd be like, because this guy, like, practically sounds like he works down here all day. All night, perhaps. You might ask this guy, do you know of any kind of Ulven ancestral tomb down here? And he'd be like, nope, never heard of it. Causing Vathas, of course, to thoughtfully scratch his chin even further. It's this guy's problem. He's just observing in silence. You found Health of Galodus? What did we learn? Generosity. Cure blight disease and touch. Huh. I think I already had a spell that did that, but, you know, whatever. Second chamber. Don't know if we've gone this way. We have not. Nope. Oh no, I think I remember seeing you. No, we have been here. Although there seems to be a passage leading off that way somewhere, and that it doesn't look like we've explored. Can we come up here? Or does it just look like the bit where we came up earlier? We've got a bloody say in it. Old caverns. Oh. There was a way up from the old caverns. I want to see if I can walk out of here instead of just using intervention. It would feel a bit more legit that way somehow. Call me mad. Second chamber, let's go that way. Just want to walk back through that ghost fence like I did it properly. First chamber. I know the chambers don't seem to be particularly linear, but I know I came in by the first chamber originally, so at least I think I did. Lower city entryway, here we go. How do we get down there? Second chamber. How do we... I'm a bit lost. Lower city entryway, here we go. Yeah, we're back here. Ah, yes. I went that way when I came in, didn't I? And I skipped this door. And we've come out via that one, which seems appropriate somehow. Oh, we've crossed the threshold. Back to the world of the living. And so our journey is complete. Our pilgrimage is done. Vathas did not find the ancestral tomb he was looking for. He suspects that it possibly does not in fact exist. And another day draws to a close by the look of things. 7 PM, yeah. There's another hostel around here somewhere. No, I know there was one down by the docks. Bonewalker Smithy. Ah, that's the bit we've missed. I'm trying to find my icon on the map here. Oh, it's this one. I don't know what mod it is I've got that changes the player icon to be this little thing instead of a big chonky arrow, but I missed the big chonky arrow. It was much easier to spot. Yeah, it's just around the corner here. This is the Bonewalker Smithy, apparently. Ooh. Ominous storm clouds. So it just mirrors like the first storm we've had in a while in the game. Whoa. Hydrain Ulvia. Keep your distance from the rituals lest you disturb them, pilgrim.
May I help you, Outlander?
Walker Blessings. Red fire flower. Put all that in there and then they knit all of the flesh onto it, I suppose. Pretty weird. Bit like, reminds me of the, making the flesh golem thing in the Shivering Isles. I bet there's some similar funky magic at work there, actually. Not that these temple people would ever admit that. Whoa, okay. Nasty ass weather. Alright, let's get back to the hostel, shall we? Stay here another night. And then decide what we want to do in the morning. Do we want to do either of these side quests? Well, we got 3, didn't we? We had one to go that one near Firewatch somewhere up there. We got one for the other ancestor spirit, and then we got the one for the temple lady. I'll be completely honest, I don't feel particularly inclined to do any of them. I don't know if Athis really would be either. I think now he's here, now he's done it. Now he's come here and realised that there was no Ulven ancestral tomb. That his suspicions have been confirmed. That he is of entirely uncertain birth. Just like the old prophecy says. And maybe right now all he wants to do is just leave. He's made up his mind. He's going to go back to the Urshalarka and he's going to go back to Nibani Mesa. And ask her what wisdom she has to share, for he has grown a little older. Well, actually, technically he hasn't, because he doesn't age anymore, but, you know, he's grown wiser. Is this lock level unlocked? I think this is the room we're supposed to use, isn't it? I don't know. Whatever, we're going to use this one. 7 PM, alright. 12 hours. He's got a lot to think about. Not on his mind. Necrom Upper District. Weather's still rubbish, apparently. Okay. Well, we have some bookkeeping to take care of, quite literally, in fact, actually. Well, Necrom, it took us a bloody long time to get here. You know what? Let's walk out via the Pilgrim's Bridge, via the Pilgrim's Gate. Across the bridge, huh? Let's do that before I just unceremoniously teleport out of here. Because if I do teleport out of here, I'm going to have to do it. If I do it with a ring, it'll end up passing time, which is a bit awkward and annoying, but I guess I could just use, like, Divine Intervention or something. That'll probably get me to, like, Windmoth Fort or whatever. If I could find my way out of this bloody city, it would help. This way. especially like how the weather has changed along with our mood. Where's my hood? There we go. It's this gate on the left here. This is the one we want. We came in via the docks, but we shall leave via this bridge. Across the causeway. Kind of got Imperial City Bridge vibes, doesn't it? But for Fathis, it carries a lot more meaning than walking across the Imperial City Bridge would have. Banners hanging down there, swinging in the wind. Ordinators in mourning, watching the gates. I have to say the modders have done a phenomenal job with this. It's a much older part of Tamriel Rebuilt, and that does show a bit when you compare it to how magnificently awesome like the Antherin stuff was around like old Ebonheart and that, and Almasthea, but still pretty freaking cool. Bit light on side quests and things to do, I think is the only problem. I mean, I picked up 3, but I had to go really ferreting around for them. And most of them didn't even take place in Necrom. They're all telling me to go somewhere else. So I wonder if there's anything extra for you to do there if you're actually pursuing temple quests. But then I certainly didn't bump into anyone that I could ask for duties or whatever. So for all I know, it could be unfinished. I don't know, or do a rework. I know Firewatch is getting a rework along with Helman, so. Today is empty. There are no pilgrims except for Fathis, and he's leaving. So we came here, it was all bright and shining in the sun. The white towers gleaming as we sailed in on the boat, and now it is lost instead in the gloom. As this torrential thunderstorm pours down around us. I could not have timed that better if I tried, actually, I have to admit. The weather changing on us there is a nice touch. Thanks for that game. Big old blown ruin over there. Alright, here we are. Let's deal with this lady. You're a fast travel person. I don't know you, what do you want? You can take me round to Necrom or to Elbasara, apparently. I'm not really interested in either. Right. Time to go. Use this to get us temporarily out of here. Imagine if I accidentally clicked an LCV intervention and ended up straight back there. That'd be a bit anticlimactic, wouldn't it? Just pop inside Windmoth in Legion Fort, and then from there I'll use my ring to get back to the old homestead. There we go. I went to the tower upper out of force of habit, but actually we need to go to the vault, don't we? Drop stuff off at the library. Mind you, there's probably a few things I could dump in the lab. It doesn't feel quite as epic as it might have done to come home if we hadn't like occasionally dodged back here to use our bed and use the secret lab and, you know, do side quests for House Telvanni along the way. The pilgrimage would have felt a lot more epic if I hadn't done that, but I think I had to do that for the sake of, well, you guys watching at home mostly, really, just for the entertainment value of the Let's Play. I think if it had been non-stop Tamriel Rebuilt pilgrimage, people might have lost interest. And there has been a lot of it over the last like bunch of episodes anyway, so... And let's see what we want to dump. I don't really need that silly glass gold dagger anymore. Anything else? We have a pearl. Ah, we got that. Pearl we got from the Catacombs. From that random collop. Right. Skull of Aaron Salvares. Aaron? You can sit on the desk here with me. And I will try and remember to do something with you at some point. If I ever have one of those kind of... You must go away and wait a day for XYZ to happen quests. I'll have you on the to-do list. I've got far more important things to be doing, though, however, I'm afraid. Is that really it? I think that might be it. No, it's just all these books. Books and scrolls. Oh, and I have a bottle of wine. I suppose we might as well pop that on the desk next to our goblet. There we go. Move the bug lamp away from it slightly. Please. There we go. Alright. Vault. I think I accidentally unequipped my sword there. I pressed the 0 key. Whoops. There he is. Hello, Mr. Barham.
Welcome to you.
Organize my books, please. That's quite a few he actually removed there. Whoa, okay, yeah, the shelf's really filling up now. I like it. I'll just dump the rest in this closet as per usual. More riveting inventory sorting gameplay, folks. I haven't been saying anything for the last 30 seconds or so because my assumption in my head was, I'll just edit this bit out. And then I realised suddenly that it might be a very long time from now that I actually get to editing this because I've been filming quite far ahead and making quite a backlog for myself. In which case, by the time I get to editing this, I might have forgotten that there's a segment that needs to be edited out. In which case, you just got like 30 seconds of ASMR book sorting. So, whoops! Apologies for that if that ends up being the case. Anyway, it's done now. It's done. My carry capacity is back down to a vaguely sensible level. And yeah, the shelves are looking a bit more stacked now, aren't they? This one's looking annoyingly empty, but I suppose, well, I could put some books on these shelves here, couldn't I? Assuming these don't fill up with anything. This is a very empty shelf. Clearly I'm missing a lot of scrolls. Same with this one. A worn and weathered note. Yeah, but bloody any note or piece of paper or anything can be sorted here, it looks like, if it's from the vanilla game. These are all the reference copies, of course, aren't they? Good old Poison Song. One of these days, I will read that as a separate extra video. The whole bleeding thing. Just need to be in the right mood. 728. Yep. We need to get. I need to make a note of which ones we're missing, really. Perhaps I should just start picking up every Lessons of Vivek I see. Because I pick it up, and if I don't get a skill increase, I'm like, oh, I already have that one. But that's not necessarily true, is it? I could have just read it and not picked it up. Or read it very early on and actually just sold it instead of keeping it. So I should probably just start collecting every Sermon of Vivek I find. Would be nice to get all of them by the end of the Let's Play, but I wouldn't count on it. There is 36 of them after all. Still. I'm liking the look of these shelves now. It's starting to look like a proper collection. Very nice. Right. With that done, what is the time? 8 AM still. Alright, well, we've got time. Whoosh. Let's say that we got changed earlier. Back into our good old-fashioned common robes. We'll pop on our hood as well. Although maybe not, because it doesn't match this outfit very well. We folks, we are going to the Ursulaku camp. Probably not walking all the way from here, though, now I think about it. Yes, that would be quite a long walk, wouldn't it? How can we quickly get to the Ursulaku camp? Really is no way to get there quickly, is there? I guess you get to Cool and then you go around that way. I suppose that's the quite quickest way. Every time we've gone previously, we went via Margan, didn't we? They look almost equidistant, actually, when you think about it. But I think Cool's probably a little closer. I mean, either way, if we use the lightning boots, we could get there very quickly from either of them. So let's just go via Margan, because we've been that way before, so it makes sense the fact this would go that way again. Let's see. Where would Armed CV Intervention get us from here? Don't actually know. It could be like Molagmar or Ghost Gate, I don't know. Could be bloody Ranyan Rune. That would be annoying. Siren? Not what I was expecting. But I suppose that makes sense. I mean, it could have been that or Molagmar, really. Again, about equidistant. Oh, my goodness me. Siren, how long has it been since I've been hit? Probably not that long, actually. I think I accidentally teleported here a little while ago. But aside from that, like, in serious terms, accidents aside, it's a long time since I've been to the old Ascadian Isles region. It really does feel like I've been a long time away. Back here in Vardenfell, vanilla Morrowind country. Let's get a Silt Strider. We might even scenic travel, actually. It'd be good to see old Vardenfell again from above. But I might quick save before we do, though, just in case. I'd like to go to, well, I guess Balmore is the furthest north. Off we go. Whoa, oh Jesus Christ. I'm just going to look at the sky for a minute. we good? Are we good? We seem to be good. Oh, we've got a fellow passenger. Oh, it's Book Lady again. Hello, Book Lady. We meet again. She looks about as grumpy as she was before. Stop staring at his feet, Fathis. Oh, you're staring at the Silt Strider, aren't you? That's what's happening. The Silt Strider's highlighted, so that's what he's pointing his face at. Yep. Look at those legs go. Crazy stuff. Hello, Guar. Wow, look how barren the countryside is. It's a barren, featureless wasteland out there, darling. This actually reminds me now. See, my train of I'll tell you. Actually, I'll talk you how through how my train of thought worked there. I saw this barren, featureless wasteland, all this like flat grass, and thought to myself, this would look much better with a grass mod. And then I thought, but the reason I don't have a grass mod is because it wouldn't work with Morrowind Rebirth at the time. And then I thought to myself, yeah, Morrowind Rebirth. People have been asking me, like, how did you get Morrowind Rebirth to work with Tamriel Rebuilt? And the answer is, I just kind of installed both, if I'm honest. I think that this old version of Rebirth was actually compatible with Tamriel Rebuilt back in the day. I don't know if that's any longer the case. It does confuse me a little. Like, I've got to be honest with you, I kind of don't understand why they wouldn't be compatible, considering all Tamriel Rebuilt does is add a new landmass. It doesn't touch anything on the mainland, except for, like, maybe that one guild guide in Vivec that you can talk to get teleported to Old Ebonheart. I mean, aside from that, it doesn't muck about with anything on the mainland. And Rebirth, for its part, only mucks about with the mainland. So unless you're talking, like, stuff really, really minor stuff, like, you know, I don't know, like weapon and creature stat rebalances and stuff that, like, don't apply to the mainland stuff, but do apply to the stuff on Vardenfell, and yeah, I guess in that sense they're not compatible, but I mean, I wouldn't call that incompatible. Incompatible is, I would call, like, you get serious errors and or it crashes your game. But that's just me. Oof, God, you're cutting it close with the trees there, mate, aren't you? Hello, Bitter Coast region. Long time no see. I went to the Sundered Scar, which is a lot like this, but not quite the same. Not so many islands in the Sundered Scar. Mostly just endless swamp. Some sort of Imperial fort over there. This is the western mainland over here we're looking at right now. There's all stuff that's yet to be populated with creatures and NPCs and interiors and stuff for buildings and dungeons. So really all it does right now is look pretty in the distance. But you guys know that if you've been watching this LP for a while. Where are we now, then? I'm guessing Hla'oad or Gnarmok, one of the two. No, it's Seydanine, as a matter of fact, actually. Modded Rebirth Seydanine, so it has a slightly funkier frame rate. Interestingly enough, I don't know what it might be MGSO that caused me to have a bit of a crappy frame rate, actually, out here, because, you know, I remember mentioning that I was playing around with that second Morrowind install. With that install, I just kind of went pretty basic. I went with one of those texture packs that uses AI to upscale the vanilla textures instead of replacing them with completely new ones. And I just went with that, and I went with Rebirth. And that's the sum. That and, you know, like, better bodies and a head replacer thing. That was the sum total of my graphics mods. I didn't go all, like, MGSO craziness. And it ran much better. Much, much, much better frame rate, I noticed. Could also be that a newer version of Rebirth is more optimized as well, to be fair, but yeah, I did notice I had a much better frame rate with the alternative install. Is that... I forget the name of it now. The ancestral tomb that you get the Mentor's Ring from. We've been there. There was a lich. We killed it very, very early on in the Let's Play. Actually, I think what happened is we encountered the lich. I went, ha ha ha, that's not there in the vanilla game, and ran away. I think we came back later and killed it. Madam, can I offer you a gondolier's helmet? Very good at keeping the rain off you. Suppose you're sheltering under the shell there, aren't you? Guess I will wear my hood after all. Poof, 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 branches, poof. Alright, we're in the Odai River now. Balmora be that away. How is the Silt Strider going to negotiate the rope bridge, I wonder? Oh, probably like that. Ugh, ugh, stop it. I'm noticing the Silt Strider follows the water a lot, doesn't it? I mean, that's what it's supposed to do, right? That's why it's got these long legs, so it can stomp around in relatively deep water. But I just noticed it because we briefly got back on land there and I heard the thudding footsteps. Oh boy, here goes the rope bridge. God, yeah, okay, we're there you go. Now what about that rocky archway then? And what is that up on the top of that? It's a very adventurous Nyx hound, that's what that is. Oh god. Smack! Here we are, Dark Elf. Balmora, Stone Forest in the Demeri language. District seat of House Lalu. Yep, I know it well, my friend. In all its laggy glory.
We make a special.
Woof, yeah, it's pretty laggy. You're about to fall off your thing again, aren't you? Scenic travel, let's see, Aldrune? Yeah, Aldrune. Oh god, no, not this again. Well, I guess the lady was going to Balmora because she's hopped off now. Okay, this is just downright weird. Here we go. Now, Aldrune is inland and not near any rivers, so I'm curious to see how the Silt Strider chooses to get there. Oh, God. Ugh. Oh, is the rain finally stopping? Oh, look, yeah, it's the Hlalu stronghold. That's what you get. If you play as House Hlalu, you get a stronghold. It looks like that. Well, I think it eventually gets a bit bigger than that, actually, because that's the basic bitch version of the stronghold. Because that's the one that spawns in for when you do the Talvani quest. You have to go assassinate the other two Great House Lords in their strongholds. I may recall us doing that a long time ago. What ho, creatures of the swamp, we are back. Could we speed this up a bit by any chance? Options, increase by 5. Yeah, that sped it up a little bit. Ah, what a pleasant day for a scenic trip. You are a lucky one, Dark Elf. Yeah, it's actually quite a nice day. Lovely visibility. Ancestral tomb there. Smuggler's ship there. Pretty sure it's a smuggler's ship. It's the one that's docked down the road from that town, isn't it? Yeah, over there. That is either Narmok or Hlauawed. I don't remember which one. I always get mixed up. And that is, I want to say Arsani Bibi. No, that's the name of that mountain, isn't it? What's this? What's this? What's this Daedra ruin? Is it Melkashishi? Is it... yeah. I used to know the names for all of these, you know. Ashuni Bibi. I was freaking close. God damn it. By like one letter, that's how close I was. strongholds. If there's one regret I have, actually, in this Let's Play, it's not including the Master Index DLC. I think it's a bit too late to bother now, because we have much better means of fast travel, but I would have liked to include the Master Index DLC. It's one of the little free DLCs that Bethesda made for Morrowind. And it adds a quest to the game which allows you to go to all the locations where all the propylon indexes are for these strongholds. And you take him to this NPC and he turns them all into a Master Index, so you can use the strongholds to fast travel, which is pretty neat. Would have been pretty cool, honestly, to do with this character, but hey, what are you going to do? Do I have any other regrets for this Let's Play, I wonder? I regret perhaps a little bit that Julan had to die, but unfortunately, I still do feel like it was the right thing to do. I think I roleplayed that correctly, even though it's a bit of a shame we didn't get to see the rest of his mod. Anything else? Yeah, it's a shame I wasn't able to get that mod that allows you to build up Uvirith into a city, or at least a town. That would have been good as well. And I suppose I also regret in a way that the LP started when it did, in a way, because it meant that I wasn't able to play with the cool main quest enhanced mod, whatever it's called. I think there's a couple of mods, actually. There's one which is main quest enhanced, which is the one I've encountered before, and I think I've told you about in these videos before. The one that gives you alternate routes to do the main quest, like one where you reject the blades and Caius, and you essentially Master Arian and the Telvanni take on the role of the blades and Caius in the main quest. That would have been really cool. And I think it even came with an option where you could side with Dagothur if you wanted to as well. So not being able to include that is a bit of a shame. Oh look, it's Caldera. So that's a shame. And also I've seen another mod that I don't know what it's called, but I've seen someone in the Discord using it, which added a few extra visual elements to the game as you progress through the main quest. Like they shared a screenshot of like when you get really, really close to the end of the main quest. When Dagothur is at the height of his power, the whole damn country is about to go completely crazy, and with infighting and civil war and general sort of soul sickness, ash statue madness, and like there's like sixth house preachers in the streets in the towns and stuff, just brazenly out there waving banners around and stuff like that, which kind of looked pretty cool. It kind of helped provide a sense of escalation as you go through the main quest, that society in general is beginning to deteriorate as Dagothur's power increases over the masses. Oh, thanks for dumping me down here, you stupid. So it would have been fun to include that, I suppose. But again, I don't think that mod existed when I started the Let's Play, so... Oh, no. Scenic travel, please. To Margan. Afraid our scenic trip is half ruined by this fog outlander. No money back. Sorry. Although, again, since we're in the Ashlands, I like to think it's more of a dusty haze. Like there was an ash storm recently, and it's kicked up all this haze into the atmosphere, rather than actual fog. Because, like, it'd be awfully humid for an ash desert, wouldn't it? Then again, I don't know. I'm not a geologist or meteorologist. Maybe you can get fog in ash deserts or precipitation or whatnot. And there are some plants that grow here, I suppose. I don't know. Because obviously, I suppose if it's in a volcanic region like this, you'd probably have quite rich soil, wouldn't you? Oh, yeah, there's the Redoran stronghold. They all do pale in comparison to Uvirith a bit, don't they? Telvanni really got all the love when it came to mods, didn't it? And the second best is Redoran, really, because they have the Pax Redoran mod from the less generic NPC project, which really fleshes them out and makes them a lot cooler. But not nearly the same amount of amazing stuff as, like, the Uvirith mods and Rise of House Telvanni, etc. Hlalu, unfortunately, really get the short end of the stick. I don't know of any mods that make them, improve the Hlalu experience at all very much. Well, there you go. It's raining in the Ash Desert. What do I know? Or it was, very briefly. We must have crossed into a cell and ended up in the West Gash recently. Very, very briefly there. I bet that's what happened. Alright, here we are. Oh, there it is. Is it going to go anywhere, I wonder? Yep. Off it toodles. Does look a little goofy, doesn't it? But still, it's pretty cool. Disappears off into the fog. Very nice. Okay, anyway. Right. Last leg of the journey now. And you know what that means? Speedy Gonzalez time. Meep meep. That's not Speedy Gonzalez. I know that's Roadrunner. Shut up. Take your hands off the keyboard this instant. Yeah, just try and catch me, Cliff Racer. That's what I thought. And you, Beetle. Get out of here. And you, Shulk. Olivia's. Get out of town. Can't catch me. I'm the Gingerbread Archmagister. I admit it would have been more epic and interesting to, not do that and come here properly. But I really wanted to... I'll level with you, folks. I really wanted to get back to Nibani Mesa to cap off the end of the episode. So it would have just felt right, Pretty sure we've... Yeah. I was going to say we've killed everything in this place a couple of times, but... Oh, you are hostile. Okay, then. Yeah. Then Daedra do like to respawn. Oh, good lord. Now what's coming after me? Fine, you will all die. Including you. Really? Oh, there's bloody Spider Daedra as well after me. There we go. Are we quite finished now? Oh look, Chunk Farmer. And the ghost fence. I know what powers you now. I've been there. Oh, here it is, the camp, finally. Hello folks, long time no see. It's been many moons. That's what the wise woman told me. So the moons have come and gone and I have returned. And yeah, before anyone gets all shirty with me, she did say moons plural, not moon has come and gone, so she didn't mean come back tomorrow. She meant come back months from now. Alright. Well?
Please join me.
Okay, good. What do you want to bet now? She's just going to give me the same message again. It's but like it'll bug out and yeah. No? Okay, we're good. I'm ready to give you my judgment. I half expected it to bug out now after all of that. That would be very on brand for this bloody Let's Play. I am ready to give you my judgment. The ancestors and stars have given me clear signs. The lost prophecies leave no doubt. The incarnate shall be an outlander. You, blessed by Azura, must lift the 7 curses of Dagoth. Prophecy has shown the 7 steps of the Nerevarines' path, and I have been chosen as your guide for each step on that path. I did not, however, prophesy a large cat jumping onto your desk and jingling away with his little bell, because he's woken up and decided he's now bored. I will read the signs and show you the way. It is time for you to walk the path of the 7 visions and pass the 7 trials of the 7 visions. I put the emphasis on all the wrong words there, didn't I? It's actually walk the path of the 7 visions and then pass the 7 trials of the 7 visions. You are born on a certain day to uncertain parents, so you have passed the first trial. Yep, we were unable to find an elven ancestral tomb, and therefore unable to find who might have been our real parents. Of course, Fath is washed up an orphan in the Imperial City. He doesn't know who his parents were. Doesn't even know now at this point if Ulvin is his real name. Well, it's a realer name than anything else that's been given to him. It's a name it's a name he chose, if not the one that he was given, I suppose, in that sense. I guess. I don't know what the hell I'm blabbering on about, frankly. My dreams show me that you also fulfill the second trial, that neither blight nor age can harm him, the curse of flesh before him flies. I have read the signs, but I cannot understand. Can you explain this to me? Yes, we'll explain to how we got corpus disease and we were cured by Divith fear. And of course we were not really cured, we still have the divine disease. We are merely now a carrier of it, and we benefit from its good side effects and none of the bad ones. That you have overcome the curse of flesh is strange enough, but that it should protect you from blight and age is past belief. Yet, the signs of my dreams are clear. You have passed the second trial, but the third trial is unfulfilled. The mystery of the third trial is not my secret to share. Go to Sul-Matul, the guardian of our cult, and he shall tell you of the third trial. When you have fulfilled the third trial, return to me for guidance on your next steps on the path of the Nerevarine. In legend, there is a shrine to Azura called the Cavern of the Incarnate. There are secrets I may not tell you about this cavern. Do not ask. Very well, we shall speak with Sul-Matul. You wish to know about the third trial? And I shall tell you. You have entered the path of the Nerevarine. This is a hard thing to believe, but Nibani Maester has spoken to me at length of this, and I have had time to consider. Therefore, I shall keep my own counsel, and set before you my own test. I do not dispute with the wise women, but their ways are not the ways of the warrior. Many before have tried the path of the Nerevarine, but all have failed the warrior's tests. You must have strength, courage, and cunning. These things I would test. Nearby lies Coggaroon, the ancient halls of the Forgotten House, House Dagoth. In recent times, creatures of the Blight have come to dwell there. I myself went there with some brave hunters and came back again, but it was a bad place, and I am not ashamed to say I was afraid, for myself and my men. If you would have from me the secret of the third trial, the cavern's dark where Azura's eye sees, you will first bring to me 3 tokens from Dark Coggaroon. The first token is corpus weepings from a corpus beast, to show that you are proof against the disease's corruption. The second token is a cup with the mark of House Dagoth, for I have myself seen such cups there, and will know that you have seen with your eyes what I have seen with mine. The third token is the Shadow Shield, which lies on the tomb of Dagoth Morin, in the lava tunnels deep beneath ruined Coggaroon. Bring these things to me, and then I will tell you the secret of the third test. Coggaroon was an ancient Dunmer stronghold. Here, let me mark it on your map. Go by day, in good weather, or you may miss your way. Follow the coast east from Urshulaku Camp to the ruined Dunmer stronghold called Valenvarian. Then, turn southwest. You'll see Ebonanit, a ruined Daedric shrine. Continue south from Ebonanit to Coggaroon, a great table of stone with many ruined buildings. There are many rooms. The passages are old and deep. Beneath are caves with pools of fire. It is a bad place. Go prepared. Very well. And so, folks, the next test lies before us. Before we can embark upon the third trial of the Nerevarine, we must go to ancient Coggaroon, the lost city of House Dagoth.
Those
Boats are ruined, yes, I know. And recover 3 artifacts for Sulmatur, and then he will tell us the secrets of the third trial. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, I hope you've enjoyed. It's good to be back on the mainland, it's good to be back on the main quest. I hope you've enjoyed it too. The pilgrimage to Necrom is finally done, and we're back on track. It's exciting stuff, honestly. I'm starting to feel like, we're actually making progress now in the Let's Play. We're not treading water all the time. This is going to be fun. Not that the treading water wasn't fun. I have enjoyed my time with Tamriel Rebuilt a great deal. I don't know if we'll go back there again in the Let's Play. We might do once or twice. But no big expeditions like the one to Necrom anymore, I don't think. That's done, I think, for this Let's Play. But yes, the main quest beckons everybody, and the Rise of House Talvani does also. And then Tribunal as well. Although, as I've said before, I am going to do Tribunal before we finish the main quest, because I wish to end the Let's Play with finishing the main quest. So, ladies and gents, thanks very much. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe if you haven't done so already. Maybe even consider chucking me a buck or two on Patreon if you really fancy it. But thanks all the same for watching this all the way through to, the end of this video, but also all the way through to whatever part 60 million we are on of this Let's Play in total. And I'll catch you in the next episode, folks. Toodaloo.